Okay, you're live.
Hey folks, this is Pastor Dave Grisham, and first of all, I just wanted to promote our new YouTube channel. It's called For God and Country, and so if you want to see some stuff on there, we got a lot of videos on there, and I'm going to try to do a live. Eventually, I'm going to go live on YouTube. Once we get 1,000 subscribers, I could be able to go live on YouTube, and I'll do that every Monday night between 8 and 10 o'clock. And so if you would please go to For God and Country, and you may have to put my name in it because
We're on YouTube Live.
Huh?
We are on YouTube Live.
We are on YouTube Live?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this is YouTube Live.
Yeah, not Facebook Live.
Okay, my mistake. We're already on YouTube Live. So
Sorry.
click subscribe on the channel and hit the notification bell so that you'll know whenever we go live from now on. My wife misinformed me. I thought we were on Facebook, but we're on YouTube. So I did not know we could do this. So okay, so we don't need 1,000 subscribers. So you can go live.
We do need 1,000 to have better options.
We need more subscribers. So anyway, today I want to give you a little bit of a teaching on something that I think is important that you're not going to find pastors preaching on. You're never going to hear a message in a church about what I'm going to tell you about tonight. I promise you, in an American Christian church, you've probably never heard what I'm about to say, okay? So I want to set some background for you. My wife and I both got saved in a mega church, and we heard them teach numerous times, almost every year. They would do a 6-week, series on tithing and offers, and giving offerings to the church and donations to the church and give to the church, give, right? They would do all kinds of sermons on giving to the church and tithing to the church. It was a huge deal. I heard one message in 7 years on hell, but I heard more than 7 messages in a year on tithing, okay? But there's one aspect of it right here in Deuteronomy they never quote. And let me quote you that scripture right now. It's Deuteronomy 23:18. This is from the King James Bible. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog into the house of the Lord thy God for any vow. For even both these are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. Now, what does that mean? Well, of course, we know what a whore is. You're not supposed to, and if you look at it in the New King James, let's switch over there right quick. The New King James, you not bring the wages of a harlot or the price of a dog to the house of the Lord your God for any vowed offering, for both of these are an abomination to the Lord your God. Now, what that means is that if you have a prostitute and she earns her money by prostitution, the house of God does not want her stinking money. Her money is it's filthy lucre, as it describes in the Bible. That's what it's talking about with filthy lucre. It's talking about money that is from ill-gotten gains. It's money from sin as a direct result of sin. It's not talking about a person who's in sin who just gives their money. It's talking about money that was earned through sin. And the price of a dog, and what it talks on there, if you'll notice, if you look up the description or the definition of a dog, it not only talks about the 4-footed animal that's unclean, it also talks about Gentiles. That's why Jesus called a woman a little dog, but it also refers to a male prostitute. So it's saying that the wages or the money that you've used for hire from a prostitute, male or female, shall not be brought into the house of God. That means that if you are a pastor of a church, you should not accept any money from anyone that brings this money that is the direct result of sin. Why is that? Why does God say this sort of thing? Well, it's very simple. He says that you're not supposed to do this because money buys influence. And money derived from evil gain buys evil influence. The church is not supposed to be dependent upon money from sin, because then it will, number one, overlook that sin. Number 2, it will not rebuke that sin. Number 3, it will then tolerate that sin. And number 4, if they want more money, they might actually even promote that sin. So if your church is teaching about tithing, they need to stand up and say this. If there's anyone in this congregation that's earning their money from ill-gotten gains, if you are a prostitute, if you own a porn shop, if you're a bartender and you earn your money off other people's drunkenness, if you are a bar owner, if you own any kind of thing that is considered sinful in the eyes of God, if you're involved in a homosexual organization and that's how you earn your money, then don't bring your money to us. We don't want it in our church. You have filthy lucre. It stinks and we don't want it. Now, how many pastors do you actually think are going to say something like that? How many pastors in America do you think will tell certain people not to tithe to their church? That's why I'm saying you'll never hear this message from another pastor. But if I were operating a church, when I were talking about tithing, I would make sure I include this in there because this is critical. Because this is how a lot of churches get compromised. If you earn money through sin and you bring it to, now this is of course if the church knows about it. The church they have to know how you earn your living. They need to know what kind of person you are. So if you're a pastor in a church and a guy says, well, I own a strip club and I'm coming to church, you're going to say, well, okay, it's fine if you want to come to church and hear the truth. You need to get saved, but keep your money to yourself. We don't want your stinking money. Okay, we will not accept any offerings or any tithes or any money from you until you get saved and you get out of that business, because we do not want your filthy lucre. Now, how many pastors do you really think are ever going to say that? I would venture to guess it would be pretty darn few. So anyway, this is our first chance to go live, and so I wanted to give you this short little message tonight, just as a test of us going live on YouTube, not Facebook. Made a mistake, thought we were on Facebook, but we're actually live on YouTube.
Yeah, we're just testing to see if we could go live, and there's some few restrictions about it.
What are the restrictions?
I'm not sure. I know whatever restrictions they are, they get lifted once you get the 1,000
Okay.
subscribers.
All right, maybe it's a time limit.
It may be a time limit.
We may have to cut this really short. What were you doing your hand waving?
I was just, we're in the hospital, and I didn't want you to be too loud for my neighbors.
So yeah, my wife's in the hospital right now. We're doing this from her hospital room. And don't worry, she's not gravely ill.
I think the nurses heard this was coming to check on me, make sure everything was all right.
Yeah, I'm speaking loudly to make sure the audio is good, so you can
Yeah.
hear. But anyway, so in any case, the next time your pastor starts talking about tithes in your church, the next time he preaches about tithing and offerings and things like that, remind him of Deuteronomy 23:18. Where it says, you shall not bring the price of a harlot or whore into the house of God, or the wages of a dog. Don't bring that stuff into the church. Strip club owners, bar owners, people that work at sinful businesses that earn their money through sin should not bring that filthy lucre into the church, because it can corrupt the leadership of the church when they become dependent upon that money. And they may use it as evil influence on the leadership of the church. The money that comes in should be from legitimate sources, so it does not tilt that church in favor of sin. So anyway, good night and God bless you all, and we'll come back on live again really soon, since we know we can do it. Did you end it?
I'm not sure how to.
It didn't stop counting. If it stopped counting, it's ended.
No.
You may be turning it on and off.